All right. Feeney Talks with Friends, episode 164. We're here in Maximum Beverage with some good friends. What's up, Jason?
Who, me? Oh, hi. What's up?
Gayle.
Good. Everything's
John.
He went for a little head fake there.
I did look directly at you.
Yes.
And this is John. I know John. He's past podcast guest, 131. Go back and check it out, 131. We're here to meet Jason and Gayle. I've never really interacted with you. I'm so happy to have you on. How you guys doing?
good. We're doing good. Enjoying the weather.
Yeah. Both doctors,
Yes.
different fields.
Not completely.
Converged into the same field.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Converged
All
in
right.
the same field.
We'll table that for a topic. My name is Eric Feeney, founder and president of Friends of Feeney. Our mission is to help children and families that need assistance after heartbreak or tragedy, and I use this podcast, Feeney Talks with Friends, and I talk to wonderful people in the community that are doing great things. Are you guys doing great things?
Trying to.
We're trying to.
Are you doing great things tonight at 7:30?
We hope so.
We're trying to.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it.
We will be receiving great things.
Yeah, we'll
large
be listening.
things.
We'll be listening
as in
to
the
good
budget.
things.
Yeah,
Yes,
but great as
exactly.
in large.
Yes.
Sizable things we will be receiving. Yes, tonight, the budget.
So you're new to the Republican Town Council. Why join and why West Hartford? Please, you can start.
Why West Hartford? Because this is where we have made our lives. This is where the town that we choose to raise our family in, live here forever, want to make the town a better place. That's why.
How long
town
have you been
council.
here?
4 years now.
Nice.
Yeah. Why Republican? I mean, that's, it's a big question. I think I've gradually trended more conservative as I've raised my family and seen, moved around the country, lived in more conservative places. I grew up in Missouri, so, I'm not scared of that label. I know a lot of people who with conservative backgrounds. I think there's certain values that I want to protect. Also fiscal responsibility, very concerned about the sustainability of our town, the sustainability of our property tax burden. Those are some reasons. Okay. Also, I work in the addiction field, and I think the addiction field is a lot about, human thriving, and a lot of that doesn't come down to government programs. We have excellent government programs that do help, but a lot of that really, if you look at what helps people when they're really struggling with substance use, it's community, work, family, parenthood, things that are by and large values that I really believe in. And, for example, building stable classes to the middle class, building housing markets where people could actually buy a home and achieve that American dream. These are all things that I believe in a lot, and that's kind of why I've trended towards the conservative side.
All right. Nice. Thank you for sharing. Gayle, do you want to take the same question?
Sure. So I've probably always been more on the conservative side. I would have considered myself Republican for most of my life. I really had nothing to do with politics before about 6 years ago. I just, would vote in elections, and that was kind of my connection to anything political. But I started to get really concerned about 6 years ago what was going on in the schools. I felt like there was a shift away from, traditional like academics into more sort of political kinds of agendas, and it began to really bother me. And so I began to come to some of the Republican Town Committee meetings, and I would, when they'd ask me why I was there, I would say, I'm really concerned about what's going on in the schools, and I really think we're kind of shifting the wrong way. And then when there was an open seat for Board of Ed, they asked me if I wanted to do it, and I kind of hemmed and hawed because I wasn't really, like I said, a political person, but I felt like maybe I could sort of start to push back on some of what was happening in our schools. So that's kind of how I got to this place. And then I did my 4 years. I really enjoyed the Board of Ed. I, learned a lot. There were a lot of things I did not know. And I feel like, we did make some pushback and changes that I think were beneficial to schools.
Nice. Yep. I would see you there from September to January, right? My daughter Bridget's on she's the high school rep.
Right.
So she's enjoying it. She asks questions and she presents on what Conard's doing.
Right.
So thank you for that. And why the shift from Board of Ed to Town Council, or how was that shift? Can you compare and contrast both parties and both?
I mean, it's really different. I mean, I think that on the Board of Ed, the issues are often more contentious. I think there's a lot more, back and forth between different members about the way they see the, school system going forward. I don't feel that as much on the town council. I haven't been there that long, but from what I've seen, it's more, issues that I think often, people can sort of rally around, and there's not as much, division. So yeah, it's different. I didn't exactly plan to go on the town council, but I got sort of this guy over here telling me to do it. so I did it, and I'm not unhappy I did it, but it was, not something I had planned to do for a long, long time.
Nice. And how long have you been in West Hartford?
Oh, I grew up here. I went to West Hartford Public Schools. I mean, I moved here when I was about 6. I have 4 kids. I've, all raised here. Some of them went to, West Hartford Public Schools. Some went to private schools. Yeah, I've been here a long time.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, John. So what made you push Gayle into this position?
Well,
Question one.
I actually, and Jason, reel me in if you think I'm out of line, but I did a lot of recruiting. I had a very successful corporate career, and one of my hard and fast rules, I was just telling somebody this yesterday, one of my hard and fast rules was always try to hire people and put people around you that are smarter than you and that have different skill sets than you. And Gayle knows I've been enamored with her work for years. We've talked about it. I kid her. I call her, I'm her fanboy. I pick on her a little bit and we laugh about it. And Jason has just kind of blown me away from the moment I met him, seeing him testify before council, seeing him talk about the issues. There's nobody in town, a layperson. There's no layperson in town who's done more for pedestrian and bicycle safety and road safety than Jason. I mean, he's just been a trailblazer on this topic. So when I found out I was not going to receive the nomination from the Democratic Party, and I made I call it the second most difficult decision. If we have time, I'll tell you about the most difficult decision I've made in my life. It was a bad one. It was a good decision, but a terrible decision I had to make. But this was the second most difficult decision of my life. I made the decision to change parties, and 2 days later I met with Jason for coffee, and I said, come on, you got to do it. And he said, okay. You were an easy sell. I was very happy. And then Gayle I had to work on. Gayle took a few weeks to convince her, but I think it's so important. We have really bright, really creative, and really diverse people on council, and that's what I can't get over this caucus, how happy. Every time I have a chance to brag about this caucus, I do. It is so much fun working with these guys. We're getting so much done. The good news is we're making inroads with town staff. We're making inroads with the Democrat side of the aisle, and really starting to, I think, to make some progress on being able to, even though we're the minority, be able to guide policy and guide some decisions. So I'm having a ball. I don't want to speak for these guys, but I'm having so much fun.
How's it?
So,
I think of it right away. It's 6-3.
yep.
So how do you guys get things passed, or how does that work? The numbers are working against you.
There. Yep.
Can it ever be 5-4? And
By charter, it's a political party can have a maximum of 6 nominated and endorsed and elected representatives, and the Democrats have had a 6-3 majority for probably close to a quarter of a century now.
quarter of a century.
Yep.
So this place has been Democratic for so long.
Yep.
Well, yeah, but we'd like to do a great job for the town and, show people what we can do, what we can offer. I think a lot of people have some frustrations with the town, with the taxes, with other issues. And, so we'd like to kind of show a positive alternative and, maybe we build up those vote counts over time.
I think that's a great point. I think the ultimate judge, and I think I've said this to you guys at least once recently, the ultimate judgment of how we're doing is, assuming we all run again in 2 years and we see what those vote counts do, even if they don't come up thousands, but even if they come up 10%, if we see the vote counts come up, we're doing something right. That's the ultimate grade. That's the ultimate grade of our performance, I think.
Okay, because there are towns that have shifted. I think East Granby shifted, Farmington shifted. Did Bristol maybe? I don't know, but there are a couple towns that, do you see it ever shifting?
look, I think, we're not here to talk about the national climate, but I think the national climate's tough right now. It's very, very challenging right now. And there are a lot of people who really take ownership of the national. Here, the analogy I used when we were running is everybody wants to play big league ball, but all levels of baseball are important. And this may not be big league ball, but it's a really, really important level of government. But people want to feel like they're playing the big league. So it's really tough to get people to say, hey, let's look at the candidate and move away from the R line or move away from the D line. We saw that when Dennis and who are the other ones? Help me out here. Who ran for the A Connecticut Party? When we had
Lee Gold.
Yeah, Lee Gold and Rick Bush.
Oh, yeah.
When they ran and Ronnie Rodman, when they ran on the A Connecticut Party line. Now Ronnie and I were doing the show at that time. We were doing election night coverage, and we had 3 correspondents who were going to be at each location, DR and ACP. They were all fighting to be at ACP because everybody thought ACP was going to have a massive night. They didn't pick up a single seat. So people are really entrenched. So the only thing, the guidance I've given these guys and the guidance they've reminded me when I've started to do something stupid is focus on the local, keep it local, keep it local. That's what I'm here for. I have no interest in anything beyond West Hartford. Just, it's not, I'm passionate about West Hartford. I want to serve West Hartford. Just keep it local.
Cool. What are some top issues can you share some issues that you're going to talk about tonight?
Sure.
I saw one.
Well, tonight's the budget.
Yep.
I mean,
Tonight.
that's what we're going to talk about. And really, we're just going to receive it and then digest it. So we talk about lots of things, but tonight it's the budget.
Budget?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. So
we're
it's a big unveiling.
Yeah,
right?
it's like an
It's going to be a
unveiling.
surprise for everyone.
Yeah, we did see parts of the school budget come out, but the
Are
town
the teachers
budget
getting raises?
they already
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Can we make sure that happens every year?
I don't know. Actually,
Yeah,
you were on board.
I was on
you
the,
voted for that
negotiating
contract.
committee.
Yeah.
We voted for the contract,
Yeah.
but that was maybe 6 months ago, 8 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. We can use
Welcome.
some more. I teach 3rd grade.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Very
Thank
nice.
you for doing that.
So the budget's a big one. We're going to be discussing a slight change to an ordinance in terms of 830G developments, which are low-income housing and subsidized housing developments. And so we're going to make a little tweak to that, which is going to give town council a little bit more. Because town council, one of our responsibilities is we're the ultimate zoning, we're the final zoning authority. So we're making a little tweak to that so that town council now will see every 830G application that crosses the desk of Todd Dumais, who's head of zoning. You should put hone episode maybe 166. I know you got somebody for 165 already. So, so that's one of the things. That's one of the things we do. So, and
Was that
so we're going to
like
tweak
the
that.
byline and the Camelot? Is that
Correct.
Or something else?
Yeah, correct. No,
The Camelot reached 830G threshold,
yeah,
not the
over-
byline.
Yeah, that's right. Byline
Yeah.
didn't get to 10%.
Byline's not an affordable
Byline,
housing
right.
development.
Yep, that's Lewis Brown,
Yes.
future podcast guest.
Oh,
Oh,
do you
great.
have him? I bumped into him in arugula the other night,
Yeah,
and you
I
would
was
have
not
thought
there.
I saw somebody
Email.
famous. I was so thrilled. I was so happy to run into him. So
I'm like, come on, do you have extra office space for Friends of Feeney that
Exactly.
you're not using?
Exactly.
We only need it to do a podcast.
Speaking of Gayle, another lifetime West Hartford resident too. Just
Lewis Brown?
yeah,
Good
yeah,
guy.
yeah, really, really good guy. So
Did you guys take tours of the byline or the?
I took
Camelot?
a tour of
No, that was
Camelot.
before our time.
Yeah,
you've done it. Not
because
me.
I served on zoning at the time. I think when I talked to you a year ago, I was on zoning. So yeah, I participated.
I have a question
in that
for
tour.
him, but they also said that 44 high-end residents or 48 1 to 2 bedroom units. Feel like that?
I don't know if I understand the question.
Yeah, don't
So
either.
the byline, which one's a nicer one?
Well,
The
they're all
byline,
nice.
yeah, they're both nice.
They're
The
calling them
byline
residencies,
the byline is
and
not
the other one
income
they're calling
restricted.
Units.
I
Would they just
don't
all
know. That
be
seems like
apartments?
semantics. I think it's just that might be semantics.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I just saw an article. I thought that was interesting, though.
Yeah,
They can't just call them both.
I'm not sure.
Or both residents. That's just me. Just throwing it
I
out
think it's a
there, an
potato situation.
I like them both, potatoes and potatoes.
Yeah, they're delicious.
Um,
But no, the issue that's going to be for us is specifically, can 830G developments be approved by administrative approval, meaning less red tape but less review, I mean, a lot of review from staff, but less public review, meaning can affordable developments come through the town staff without coming to council, or do all 830G applications have to come through council? When you go through council, that costs more money. You need to pay for a lawyer's time. You need to pay for potentially more engineers' time, things like that. And so we don't want to drive up the cost of building housing, but we also want to deliver transparency and a chance for citizens to provide their input. So it's a tricky issue. But the question we're considering is, can you have site plan approval for affordable housing developments, or do all affordable housing developments have to come through council, which by definition makes them slightly less affordable. So it's a significant question.
Jeez, this guy's good.
Let me tell you.
That was well put.
So I'll tell you, I'm going to get in a lot of trouble with Jason for telling the story, but we were doing a meet and greet at the Adong market, and Jason's mother was there. Lovely woman, and we were chatting for a little while, and we were kind of off to the side, and Jason and the other candidates were doing their thing. And I looked at him and I looked at her and I said, so Jason has photographic memory. And she just, so not bragging, just so matter of fact said, oh yeah, we both do. And she was not bragging. She was not. And this guy, let me tell you, like, you give him something once. He was elected. He wasn't elected a week, and he had read ordinance after ordinance after ordinance. He'd read the town charter. He'd read, just everything. And it's just, it's wonderful. Like I said, I always like surrounding myself with people who are smarter than I am, and it's been really. I
don't know about
great.
Smarter, but I have.
Yeah.
I like to read. So I read the whole town code, read the whole school budget. I'm going to read whatever Rick gives us tonight. I read every page of the site plans, where the sewers are for developments, everything. Yeah, so I read everything that pretty much that I can.
Reading is fundamental as a
Yes.
third grade teacher.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
Read for 20 minutes every night, kids.
Right.
You must read a little more than 20 minutes.
A little bit more.
Oh, that's great. So why would residents want more housing and more apartments? Are we getting our tax cut for these?
They'll contribute somewhat to the tax base. Whether there's a tax cut really depends on a lot of factors. It's a huge budget. So yeah, if a building delivers, a couple $1 million a year in tax revenue, that helps. Will that directly translate into a tax cut for you? No, maybe not. It depends on what the rest of the town's doing, but it does help. But there's, different factors. For example, if I spoke to a firefighter, a couple months back who said, well, with some of these bigger buildings, we have to do a lot more training because you got to haul a big freaking hose through these long hallways as opposed to being traditionally outfitted to serve more single family homes. So it's a really complex question. It may not directly lower your tax burden. There is money coming through property taxes. We'll see tonight from Rick whether, how much of an effect these units coming online are going to have on our overall tax structure, but unlikely that we can build our way out of our spending. No, we did the calculation once. You'd have to be putting up like $1 billion a year of housing or something to get us to a zero-based budget specific just by expanding the grand list. So it helps. It's not really going to significantly impact your wallet.
One of the other things, that, concerns me with all this housing and how it's going to affect revenue is that, I don't know if you guys were here when we had the Blueback Square. I don't know if you guys lived there. We were all promised that this was going to help, reduce taxes and that it was going to be a huge boon to the citizens of the town, and it never came through. I think by building and building and building, we're also like changing the climate and the environment that, is West Hartford. It's not, I grew up here. I remember West Hartford when it was, a fun little town, and now it's becoming really more of a city. And, question is, do the people in this town, is that what they really want? If it was ever put to them in some kind of referendum, would people want all of this building going up everywhere? And is it going to really help the tax burden? And I really have serious concerns that it really is, because I think the spending, outpaces any of what the tax revenue could be for all of the housing.
I agree with that. I think money does come through with these properties, but it doesn't address our underlying issue with spending. It's a really complex issue. We could go on hours for this.
We only have 50 minutes.
There's questions of there's questions of property rights. How much can one person say that somebody can do to their property? There's questions of the character of the town. There's questions of traffic and road safety. There's questions of how do we serve the next generation? Many people who may be listening, they may have children who maybe, high school age, or you have a high school age child, do we want to build places where young people can live and perhaps, get a foothold in our town? And we do know that building, increasing supply does reduce costs. We are seeing some landlords providing incentives already as a lot of supply has come onto the market. They have to compete against each other. So you do control costs in your housing by building more, but it's a very complicated conversation. I mean, it's not something that one soundbite or it's hard to capture in a short amount of time. But so we want to respect the character of our town. We want to just, not overburden our infrastructure, not overburden our existing citizens. We don't want to make outsized promises of, that this is going to financially, that we're going to build our way out of financial problems.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
But, the town has changed. We used to be a little farming town not that long ago. And the town will continue to change. If we don't build, the other issue is, as we see in places like Massachusetts and California, the town still changes. It's the makeup of the people that change because our housing costs start to skyrocket. They start to really go through the roof. And that changes the type of people who can afford to live in our town. So if you don't build at all, physically the town looks the same. But the type of people who can afford to live in your town, as we see in places like California or Massachusetts, change dramatically. So it's a very multifaceted issue that we're trying to thread a needle,
Another piece, and Jason, both of these guys just nailed it. But another piece is we're at the mercy, as is everybody, at the mercy of, for example, construction costs. So let's talk costs. So let's talk about the UConn properties. So many people wanted to build single family residences there because that property could be split up. It was, I think, 14 acres on one side, and I forget how many were on the other side. And the dream is split them up and build nice single family homes, starter homes, that sort of thing. But when you look at what a third of an acre of land costs in West Hartford today, $225,000 to $275,000 just for the dirt, and then when you look at construction costs of an average house, $275 to $325 per square foot, at 1,000 square feet, you're at $600,000, and 1,000 square feet is really tiny, and that's a lot of money. So you have to find the most efficient solution. The most efficient solution right now for developers, they're not going to build single family homes because they can't make money on them. They're going to build what we're seeing, the larger developments with the small shopping areas and that sort of thing. So it's, to Jason's point, we could spend 2 hours just on this issue. It's so many dimensions to it. It is so complicated, and we're at the mercy of economic conditions. That because builders aren't going to build contrary to economic conditions, what economic conditions permit, or they're going to lose money. If they lose money, they're not going to do it.
When you refer to UConn, is that the one on Trout Brook right
Yeah,
here?
18 and 1700.
Yeah.
1700's moving along. It'll be online at some point this year. At least parts of it will be. 1800's going to take a little bit longer because it's a larger development.
Yeah, I would add on to that one thing, which is I'm gradually learning as well as time goes on. But there are ways for government to deregulate and shift that cost calculus to make it more likely that small single family homes can get built. So there are material costs, but there are also a lot of regulatory costs. And so when we have excessive regulatory costs to build housing, those are fixed costs. Hiring a lawyer, hiring a PR firm, hiring engineers, those are fixed costs. So you can't build like 6 small units if you just spent several $100,000 on your, on regulatory costs before you broke ground. So there are ways to shift that cost calculus so that it's more likely, that it's more economically favorable for a developer to build single family homes. Because if it was impossible, then we wouldn't see it in places like, Texas or, other places in the country. So because their material costs are not that different than us, there's a marked difference in regulatory costs. Land cost is significant, but I don't think it's prohibitive to build starter homes. But we, the government, make it pretty hard to build starter homes.
And this is deep.
Told you.
That quick question.
We
You
can go deeper if you want us to. So
We can go back to talking about soda if you want.
I mean, this is stuff this is stuff we all ran on. I mean, it's the affordable housing crisis is a nationwide problem, and it is so complicated. There's no easy answers.
Yeah.
There's no easy answers.
You're right.
Well, I'm all for affordability. I want some more. We need students. Will I stay in business? Will students be in the schools?
Well, I mean, as housing costs go up, family sizes go down, Eric. You know this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, families are down. So,
yeah, people have fewer kids when your housing cost is insane. You know? So getting our housing costs under control will keep you in business. Yes.
I like
You got them started, Eric. It's your fault.
I like it.
Okay.
I like
We can still talk about soda.
it. It's not a Fox and Park. So tonight you have a meeting with Mayor Cantor, right? So Harris, Lyons, McGinnis, Walters, Winograd, Poulin, Lazarus,
And Wang.
Wang.
Yeah, why am I
Let's
not
just
on
not
there?
forget
You must have been
Jason.
absent. February 10th, were you there?
Oh, I was trapped in California.
Yeah, that's right.
Speaking
Yeah, the
of
weather.
housing hellscape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sherry Cantor, wonderful podcast guest, number 35. Lazarus and Poulin, 152 together. Barry Walters, 56. Go back and check them out. Lou Brown, we talked about. The Byline, we talked about.
I'm excited to hear that.
Honeycomb, real
Yep.
estate.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So let's see what else we have here. Oh, a lot of people moved over to the Human Rights Commission. Carol Blanks, good friend. She has twins. I have twins. Michael Bloom, great golfer. Terrible basketball player. Good friend. Andrew, just moved here. Great. He's on the Human Rights. So I was interested to see some familiar names.
We do, and it's around this time of year, December, January, February, where all of the, where several, so there's several commissions and boards in town. There's probably 30 of them. And the first thing we had to do when we stepped into our role is start, people who were expiring or who were expired. Like we had I think 3 instances, correct me, 3 or 4 instances where people were still serving, but it expired a year or 2 or 3 years ago and just somehow, just got missed. So we had to do a lot of that. But it's really interesting because all of those commissions and boards, including zoning, really have a big input on policy and the direction the town takes. So they're all important.
And speaking of zoning, this big Y in the West Farms parking lot, that should be huge.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I'm not sure why, because it's on the kind of the southwest side. So I'm
Like 10 parking spaces are in West Hartford.
Yeah.
That's why we barely had to do
I know.
anything
Who's
on
Who's
it.
gonna vote
It's
for
mostly
it? Are
Farmington.
you a yay or nay on the big Y? Can you say?
Do we even
yay
vote
or
on
nay?
that? I don't think we can
we
say.
haven't
Can we
even-
give an exclusive right now?
Yeah, right.
Talk to Friends
Breaking
podcast.
news. Breaking news.
It's
So
literally a sliver of land in West Hartford. It's not a big scoop.
we had. I'll give you a quick funny story. So the Wendy's across the street.
Yep.
Okay, so that also was half West Hartford, half Farmington. So they want to renovate the restaurant, which desperately needs renovation, and they want to put a drive-through in. And West Hartford is slow to accept drive-throughs, but they put a phenomenal presentation forward. We approved it. Renovation, drive-through, great. I'm waiting for the construction app. It's not happening. I'm like, what's going on? Farmington turned them down. So it's so complicated. Jason kids about, approving 10 spots, but literally we could tank the whole deal and I'm not saying how we're voting, and we certainly wouldn't want to tank a deal, but for just 10 spots, it could tank an entire, like a multi
So is that Wendy's
$multi-million-dollar.
open or not?
It is closed. They closed.
Really?
It's sad.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
very
don't know what's
sad.
going to happen
Wait,
there.
it's not
Good
gonna-
Wendy's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, it's good Wendy's there.
What
They're
about?
all
Yeah,
good,
because I've
Jason.
been here
They're
for
all
they're all
17
good. You're right.
years,
You're
and
right.
I was like, I don't want to move to West Hartford. They don't have drive-through. I was huge.
Yeah,
But now they
yeah.
have shifted.
Slowly but
got a
surely. They've
couple.
got a Chipotle lane, which is a quasi drive-through, which is off of
Starbucks.
Yeah, they got the Starbucks drive-through off of 84. So we're getting there.
That's funny. Drive-throughs. Key to
I'm going to pick on Kevin Ahern, who is a dear friend. He is the chair of zoning, and I've got nothing but respect for the guy. But Kevin, come on. A couple of drive-throughs not going to hurt anybody here. Come on, Kevin. You should get him on. Kevin, head of chair of zoning.
Big traffic
TPC.
generator. big traffic generator.
Yeah, that's true.
People get worked up about a couple of housing units, but then you see how much traffic
I know.
you see how much traffic a Chick-fil-A makes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot
I know.
what town
That's
I
like
was in, but the
Probably a
drive-through
skyscraper's worth of
was
traffic.
going into the main road.
Oh, I've
That's
seen
where I
that.
was.
Probably Florida.
Yeah.
I'm a big fast food fan, and I went to the Raising Cane's when Enfield opened. It was insane. They had like the whole police force out there directing traffic around the drive-through. You know, it was crazy.
And then on February 24th, snow day.
That was a fun meeting. I enjoyed the 24th immensely. I
As
think
a teacher, I
think
we
Counselor
had
Poland
3
for her
snow
leadership.
days. We had
Yeah,
3
you've had
snow
yeah,
days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off.
and then a 2-hour delay, right? Didn't you have a 2-hour delay that week also? It was a crazy week.
I don't know.
Have you guys used up all your snow days yet?
Yeah, we'll see it. We'll
Yeah,
see
so-
it
We don't
August
have any
1st.
free ones.
No more left.
And we'll see
Usually-
August 1st when school's
Yeah.
out. You know?
Right now it's Thursday, June 18th,
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I know. It's
Wow.
the
It was
latest
supposed to
I
be the-
ever remember it here.
11th or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's usually between the 9th and the 11th.
Yeah.
So, but it really impacts things because you got
You
kids
were
that are
absent
traveling.
that day too. Come on, man. That's 2 days. in a
You know,
row.
I don't know if that's right. I was definitely there on the 10th. I don't know why it says I was absent on the 10th, but whatever. It's
So
neither.
This 10th.
Yeah.
Were you in Cali?
No, I wasn't in California
you
during
were
that.
there.
I was there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they
Snow
just
day.
forgot to count me.
No, it
And
should
we
have been
approved the
the.
minutes. We're in
Uh,
trouble.
I don't know what was going on. I didn't miss 2 meetings. I only missed one meeting where I was.
the one, and it was really
Yeah,
not an
I
important.
only missed one meeting where I was trapped in California.
And it's in the legislative chambers, room 314. Starts at 7:30.
Yep.
Huge shout out to the West Hartford Community Interactive on YouTube because they're
Jen
live
Evans.
streamed. Jen Evans is an amazing person. She's
Yes.
a great friend. So keep up the good work, Jen. We watched the Board of Ed online, thanks
Right.
to them. Sporting events, thanks to them. And now the town council.
Thanks to WHCI, I was able to review the last few years' budget meetings, budget presentation meetings, and budget approval meetings, so I can get a feel for how it works and understand how the budgets change over the years. So they archive everything. Jen Evans is an absolute gift to the community, just a gift to the community.
Do you
Absolutely.
watch every Board of Ed meeting? Because
I
you watch.
watched the first 20 minutes
Oh.
to see my daughter's
Yeah.
presentation.
Oh, yeah, she's more interacted with the Board of Ed than
Yeah.
some of our other reps.
There were a couple teachers
Yeah.
I know in the crowd, and like, she's good. Most don't ask questions.
Most don't ask questions,
'Cause
and
as a
she
high schooler,
does.
you're sitting scared,
Yeah.
but she's not
Yeah.
afraid. So I
Yeah.
like that about her, and
Yeah,
very
yeah,
proud of her. Yeah,
Yeah.
she engages and asks clarification questions
right.
at some point.
That's a
Like
little
late
bit
in the night
unusual.
too, where people might be zoned out. She's on it, so I'm super
She's
proud of her.
following.
Yeah. Wait, what year in school is she?
She's a senior,
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Does she know what she's doing next year?
possibly PA program at Quinnipiac.
Oh, great.
Any advice?
It's a great career path.
Yeah.
Oh, we
it's a
love our
good job.
PAs. They're awesome. You can do it direct. Don't have to go to college and
It's
then.
3-on-3.
Oh, great. No, I mean, that's a smart way to go. You know, we PAs are such a huge. They're such a
Yeah.
huge
Help.
help. Yeah. It probably undersells them to say they're a huge help. They're really a huge contributor to our healthcare system. So yeah, it's a great career
Something like
path.
that.
Yeah.
What minute are we?
Minute 34.
34. We got Bridget, 34. Got some good advice from.
Can we give Maximum Beverage a plug because they gave me a water because I was having a coughing fit offline.
Yes.
So,
Maximum Beverage is the place to be. I can't thank them enough. Friends of Feeney has been the beneficiary of their whiskey event for 6 years in a row. There's a check for $7,000 over there. See that, Jason?
Big check.
You want to throw it in the back
I
car?
told him he
back of
should
your
have
car like
deposited
Happy
it.
Gilmore or no? Ever see Happy Gilmore?
No, but no, I don't really want to take your check. But it's a nice check. You want? I'm not sure where you're going with this. You want me to take your check? I'll take it.
Take it. No,
It's a good looking check.
very
good
nice,
check.
isn't it? Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, big news tonight. Big news. All right.
What do we
Are
got?
we voting yay or nay on this?
We can't tell you how we're going to vote.
I'm willing to listen and tell you
teasing.
the nuance. What do we got? Signage?
Yeah, the
We're gonna talk
signage.
signage.
On Farmington Ave. It is a data payroll services. That's Todd. This
Yep.
guy,
Todd Dume?
town planner.
Yep. Yep. It is. These are fairly routine. What I can tell you is typically if zoning is comfortable with them, they typically tend to pass. not revealing how we're voting. We'll keep that a big secret. No breaking news for you,
I know
sir.
you can't answer.
You'll have
That's
to
why I
watch
keep
the
asking.
meeting.
I don't know.
We tipped
have
him
to
off
watch
before
it.
you got here, Jason. So
I'll be tuning in.
Sometimes we vote on things where I just think, it's like, why does the government have to tell people what they can do with their own property
yeah,
for certain?
we-
Like
I
some of
know
the
you-
issues are
RV,
so.
RVs. We're going to talk
Yeah,
about RVs.
some of the issues are so small that it's like, why do we have to tell people? Yes, you may do this to your own property.
Oh,
So
the old
this-
parking RVs in the driveway,
Yeah,
right?
so I give this is where, again, I give these two folks so much credit, because we had an RV ordinance. It was kind of a fascinating situation because it was an ordinance that was written and authored by a citizen, and that it's only happened once, I think twice this century, twice since 2000. So it was a really fascinating study to see somebody do that, and it was a very well written ordinance, but it didn't consider a lot of factors like setbacks and things like that. So we voted it down, but like in my remarks, I said, hey, I think there's something here, and I really hope, I said to the citizen, I hope you stick with it. Keep going, keep working with town staff. Let's get this right so we can all vote yes. And I'm sorry, I don't remember
Actually,
which one of you brought it up.
we didn't all vote the same way on that.
Yeah. I voted that people should have
Yeah,
their
they voted
freaking
yes.
RVs.
We
Let people
voted
have the
that.
RVs.
The other thing is that the town is taxing people on their RVs, but not allowing them to keep it on their property, which seems completely wrong.
Yeah,
If you're going to take taxes on it and then say, I can't put this in my driveway,
I thought that was a great point.
Yeah.
That was a
So-
phenomenal point.
it was an
We-
unusual situation.
We tax them to own it, then we fine them because they own it,
Mhm.
and then to change the ordinance, we charge them to submit an ordinance, which we then turn down. Kind of, it's Sisyphean, maybe. Or so. No, we.
Yeah, so Jason
we voted
and I voted that
for it.
people
Yeah.
should be able to have an RV in their driveway.
Yeah, it's their
And
property.
My zoning experience kind of ruled my thinking, nothing else, just strictly my experience on zoning, because I know what some of the setbacks are in various areas. And, but it was very funny. I at least found it very funny because the mayor, she doesn't usually do this, but because this was such an unusual, and you can watch the video, it's public, but because of the type and the way this ordinance was put forward, she said, okay, well, this is not an official vote. I want to put through a straw vote, and just where people fall. And we hadn't discussed it. And normally we like to discuss things. We like to be on the same page as things. Even if we disagree to how we get to the conclusion, we like to get to the same conclusion. We try our hardest to. So it's like, everyone voting for it. And, and then two hands went up. I'm sorry, everyone voting for it, two hands went up. And I was like, none of us expected it because we hadn't had a chance to discuss it. But again, I viewed it through my zoning lens, but I really think there's something there. And I really encourage, if the gentleman who put this forward is watching this, continue to work it. You're on to something, and there's a way to make this work.
All right, so our motto's be a good friend here at Friends of Feeney.
I have one of those on my fridge.
Pick up trash that's not yours, hold the door for people, give compliments, and be charitable. Do you have a nonprofit in West Hartford that you support or enjoy volunteering or supporting?
We can talk about what we did in the campaign.
Bike West Hartford.
Yeah, Bike West Hartford's
Like
one.
West Hartford.
That's a
right.
big one. And then I did not want to run a typical campaign, so we did food drives throughout the campaign. And in fact, now that the weather's breaking, we're going to start doing food drives again for a town that cares. Well, we did one for Crown, one or two
Yeah,
for Crown.
We
How
did
many
one
did
for Crown.
We did one.
We did
for
a couple
Crown.
at Stop and Shop. We donated all the food to local food pantries.
Future podcast guest, The Crown.
Oh,
We'll be going
terrific.
over there. It's going to be great.
Oh yeah, it'll
Looking
be
forward
great.
to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you have a magnet already, so I want to give you a
Yes.
magnet.
thank
And give
you.
you a magnet.
Thanks, man.
And then you got to go around and tell why someone's a good friend. Someone at the table. Makes them a good friend.
Oh, I see. Well, Gayle, you're a wonderful friend.
There you go.
You're a lovely physician, a lovely person, and
Thank you.
You two, actually,
You
all
have
kidding aside, you've
fantastic
known each other
son,
for
who I also
years.
know well.
You've
No, not
known
for
each other
years.
for many years, right?
No.
No, but I unknowingly knew Gayle's son for many, many years.
Yeah.
And now I've
Yeah.
met and love hanging out with Gayle.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. It's very hard to pick between these.
Yeah, I like you too, John.
I mean,
Thank you, Jason. Thank you.
You can, go, you can
I-
do both.
I can do both. So I'll start with John. I John was like, I met John when I was on the board of ed. I really didn't know him before that. And he would sometimes come to the meetings, and I knew he was very involved in Democratic politics, and I'm obviously Republican and, probably, to the right to some degree. And he would always like say nice things to me after the meeting. And I thought, oh, this is so weird. Like, here's this guy involved in Democratic politics. He'd always come up and compliment me. And it was great that you said that. And you're doing a great job. And I just found that like so refreshing, particularly in today's climate of where everything is so partisan and nobody's allowed to like ever say anything nice about somebody on the other side. And that's kind of how we developed this friendship, that, he'd speak like very openly and say what he thought. And I really, really, really appreciated that. I love Jason. He's like an awesome doctor. He's, I got to work with him because I am an OBGYN, but I've also did a year of addiction medicine, and that's how I met Jason. He's like, obviously a brilliant guy, and he's so caring about his patients. I mean, he really is invested in the welfare of his patients, like few doctors I've seen in the past. And he's like an amazing, amazing doctor, and the community is very lucky to have him.
Well, thanks, Gayle.
Do you also do drug addiction, alcohol addiction, cell phone addiction? What else do you get?
That's a real issue. Yeah. So process addictions. Of course, social media addiction's not in the DSM-5, but gambling disorder. And sometimes the gambling disorder rears over into social media and cell phone addiction now, like with the, like all the betting that people can do on their phones. So I sometimes try to help people with that. So primarily drug and alcohol addiction, but sometimes veering into behavioral addictions. And I'll make a plug. It's we want to fight stigma. We want to treat people with humanity, and we want to recognize that addiction is it's a chronic disease. We treat it like any other chronic disease model, which means it's highly treatable, and people do really, really well if they're given a chance. So it's a field that I love, and it's a field I'm happy to work with Gayle in.
And you're Recover Together Connecticut.
Oh, that's my private practice, but my primary job is at Hartford Hospital. And so I primarily work at Hartford Hospital. I have a small private practice, and then I also work in as the president of the Connecticut Society of Addiction Medicine. So I wear like several hats. But yeah, so Recover Together Connecticut's one hat I wear.
Nice. What's Kratom? You know what Kratom is?
Sure do.
It's an over-the-counter drug that people are getting addicted to.
Yeah.
I just heard this for the first time. Never knew anything about it. Can you elaborate a little?
Be good to know a little bit about it. It's basically, it's an opioid-like, it's a plant with opioid-like effects, and people can get addicted to it in a very similar way to opioids.
And you can get it like at the gas station and a
Correct.
convenience store?
Well, what does it do?
It's got opioid-like effects. So,
I know, but why would I buy Kratom? Like I have a cold,
to feel
good,
good,
to feel
to
better.
get a buzz. Yeah.
So they sell it solely to sell to people with drug addictions, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can get addicted to this stuff. It's an herbal product. It's a plant, and it's been legal for a long time. My understanding is the state just switched it to Schedule 1. I don't know if that's finalized yet, but it may be illegal as of right now. I'm sorry, I don't know that as a fact, but I'm pretty sure it's illegal as of like a week or two ago. But some people use it to try to get themselves into recovery from opiates. So, for example, somebody who's addicted to oxycodones or Percocet, some people do try to use Kratom as a way to kind of wean themselves off. So there's positive things about it too, but a large proportion of people who use Kratom end up becoming addicted to it. And then there's a derivative of Kratom called 7-OH, which is basically a highly concentrated form of the active ingredient of Kratom, and that's far more addictive. It's a big problem. It's a big problem for younger people. Luckily, it's highly treatable. Again, very highly treatable. We treat it just like any other opioid addiction, except it's easier to treat. We tend to use lower doses of the typical medications we use, but it's good to know about because high schoolers could be getting into it. College students can be getting into it. And it's good to just kind of be educated about it. Yeah. Just because it's made illegal doesn't mean it's going to disappear.
So weird that something sold at a convenience store.
That's scary.
Mhm.
That's
Well, hold up. We're in a
yeah, that's true.
Good
alcohol,
point. That's true.
which, by the way, this is just acknowledge we're
That's
both addiction
smart.
physicians, but
Jason, they're
you know,
responsible.
yeah.
But no, I agree with
Yes,
that.
we are currently.
You're making a good
It's
point.
crazy that something addictive would be sold in a
How
store.
dare they? Well, okay. At least you got to be 21. Like, is there an age limit on this thing?
You know, that's a great question. I'm not
I
sure.
don't think so.
I,
I
yeah,
don't think so.
Wow.
Plus, you can buy it online too.
yeah, you can. Yep. So it's a problem. I do treat some people for it, and people are generally super successful in treatment, but it's definitely causing some problems.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that, because I heard that and I was like, I saw your guys' background. I was like, all right, it's just a good time to ask that question. Wow. And that's recovery together to CT. Do you do a private practice too?
So my OBGYN practice is private practice. I spent most of my career in private practice. I, been doing that for about 25 years. I gave up my obstetrical practice about 2 years ago, and I'm doing only some gynecology now.
Have you ever birthed a child? And
Ever?
how many?
At least 2,000.
2,000.
Yeah, at least 2,000.
There's the headline.
25
Dr.
years.
Gayle Harris has birthed 2,000 children.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a strange way to
Silly
put the question. Have you ever birthed a child?
Oh, you mean me personally? Yeah, I've done that too.
Whoa.
not 2,000.
Wow.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
take
we're going to
that.
delete that maybe. We'll fix that one.
No,
too.
don't you dare. That was beautiful.
Birds. 2,000. Yeah.
It's a strange way to put it.
Very strange. Very strange.
Have you ever
I take
birthed
that
a child?
back. I take that completely
Eric,
back.
before we move on, hopefully I've already said a lot of nice things, but I just, that we're saying nice things about each other. I do want to reiterate how much respect I have for these guys, how grateful I am. First of all, for their trust in me and letting me sell them on the concept of running for office and then the work that they put in. We have, I think, this is an incredibly strong caucus. And when we vote on things, it's going to be with data behind us, with statistics behind us, with a true understanding of the issues, and not, well, I think I'll just vote X, or, which, we've seen that in the past. I think it's important that we make data-driven, educated, and heartfelt decisions. And that's something I'll go on for a second here. I love serving on town council because I think it allows for some creativity. Like Board of Ed, to me, they always wanted me to run for Board of Ed. They're asking every cycle, will you run? I'm like, didn't excite me. It's kind of like, you're kind of steering a ship through a tight canal. It's like just steady as she goes. The working on council, I think, allows for some really creativity and some vulnerability and that sort of thing. And that's what I love about, being able to serve with these guys. So, yeah.
I
Thank you
mean,
both.
we're in our first budget season, so
All right, we'll see how we
what
get
I've
along
realized
this
is that
week,
the
right?
Board of Ed holds a lot of power. So,
I know.
yeah, the in terms of the budget, the Board of Ed budget is the town budget in large part.
All right, we got lightning round. Then we got upcoming events. Ready. So, West Hartford. Wait. Oh, yeah. West Hartford Center or Blueback Square? Which one are you picking?
West Harvard Center.
I don't know. I like it all.
Favorite
Why do I have to
restaurant?
pick?
Favorite restaurant in West
I'll answer
Hartford.
that question. I'll let you guys do it. Oh, you know mine. You asked. You have to go back to episode 135.
Oh,
131?
yes.
131. Go back to episode 131 to find out and we were there the other night. We had dinner there twice last week, actually, which was a big deal for us.
Is that arugula?
Yes.
When you
Good
saw Lou
memory.
Brown?
Holy cow.
Well, you
That's
mentioned
where
it.
that's
You
where
mentioned
we
it
saw
again.
Lou Brown. Yes, at the bar. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite restaurant
In all of town?
or anywhere in the world?
Oh, in all of town, probably. I mean, that's also a really hard question.
It's like being your favorite child.
We have great Chinese food in this town. I don't know if people know how lucky we are to have such good Chinese food in West Hartford. So
Where's your spot?
it's hard for me to pick one, but usually we go to either Chef Jiang or Shu. But
We love
Sichuan
Shu.
Alley is also incredible,
Yep.
and Song is incredible. So we're actually really lucky to have more than our fair share of fantastic, authentic Chinese restaurants. If I haven't shouted out one, I'm sorry because there are so many of you guys. But
Black Bamboo? Sunny?
yeah, Sunny's awesome. Sunny's awesome. I love
Future
Black
podcast
Bamboo.
guest. Come on, Sunny.
Yeah.
They moved
Yeah.
recently.
Really nice spot.
Yep.
We're going to podcast in the new place.
Oh, that's
so.
fantastic.
Best place to grab coffee.
I have to tell you, I like Nero. Somebody was complaining about the 17-cent
No, 35 cent. I confirmed.
went up.
There
Oh,
is
I saw
indeed a
that, yeah.
35%.
It went, I knew there was, but it went up.
Surcharge.
It was lower than that a year ago. It was like
cards?
half that.
No,
using the
for dining
Using
in.
it.
Yeah.
For dining
How
in.
do
That narrow
how
or
they do
everywhere?
that?
Yeah, I was a little bit perturbed by this fact.
So just tell them it's go, and then whoops. So save that
Favorite
35
season in West Hartford? Fall, winter, spring, or summer?
Autumn.
Autumn.
Leaves are
I
beautiful.
I like spring. I cannot wait for spring. It's been a beautiful taste.
Well, after
over the
this
last 2
winter.
days. Oh, I know this winter. The endless winter.
Yeah. Yeah, this was rough.
Favorite local event? You got to celebrate West Hartford, holiday stroll, memorial parade.
Oh,
some
Center
sort of-
Streets, baby. 100%. Bike West Hartford puts on an amazing event every year. Just
Are
have
you
to
on their
shout out
board
for them.
too?
No, I was. I left the board when I became a town councilor because that's a huge conflict of interest. But Center Streets is
Is that when they go down the sale
Such-
with all the kids?
that's when they closed down the whole block.
Yeah,
And they
people go to the big-
yep.
Yep.
Huge community building fun event.
Do you know the date on that?
It's always sometime in August. No, I don't know yet.
All right, cool.
I like the Memorial Day parade. I get to walk in it, so it's fun.
Oh, that's great. What do you walk it for?
You're
For
gonna
the
walk
town
in this
council.
year too. You're gonna
We
walk
all
in.
walk in it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, all
You're
right.
gonna walk too.
Yeah,
Okay.
And celebrate West Hartford is just fantastic.
Yeah, that-
Yeah, yeah.
that's
It's
the
just
best
Also
event.
fantastic.
Great event.
we have a float. The Be a Good Friend float will
Yep.
be at the Memorial Day. and We
Oh.
get to honor a veteran, so
Oh,
we're
that's
happy
nice.
to be there.
All right, great. We can work on our our
Exactly.
wave.
Exactly.
Are you an early bird or night owl?
Night owl. I am not an early bird.
I know.
I am today I was up at 5:50. It was a late morning for me.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
I gave up coffee 2 weeks ago because I was getting headaches. Thankfully, the headaches subsided, but I'm probably going to have a coffee tonight because budget presentation's long meeting, 2.5 hours or so.
Usually when you get a headache, that means you're not having enough coffee.
No, it's
Well, that's the
weird.
whole
If I
thing.
overdo it, I get headaches. It's weird. I'm the opposite, so I just stopped.
Mm.
But tonight I'm going to have a coffee.
Yeah, I tried
for the
cream
first
soda.
time. I'm
Heard
not
that's
a
good
big
for
soda
headaches.
guy. There we go. Yep.
Book or podcast?
I like both. I
me
listen to
too.
a lot of podcasts,
Yep.
but I also like to read.
I don't read as much as I wish. I wish I could read more, but I enjoy reading. Jason always has great suggestions for books to read, and I try to stay ahead of it.
Yeah, I love to read. I mean, it's probably one of my favorite things to do. So
Oh, but speaking of
Always-
podcasts, there's the Feeney Talks with Friends sticker.
There we
Please
go.
subscribe, like, and share. Now, all our listeners out there, we're trying to get to 500. We're
Fancy.
getting close. If you have a Saturday morning free in town, what are you doing first?
In town.
who, me? Oh, running club with Fleet Feet. Yeah, try not to miss it.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a great place to talk, by the way. So if anybody wants to find me, it's the best way to find me for like 2 hours. Every Saturday.
They have to run alongside you to talk, though.
Well, yeah. But no, we always gather afterwards too. We always sit down for coffee or something.
I'll probably be at religious services Saturday morning. That's what I like to do.
Breakfast at Sally's and Bob's.
Yes.
So
They're a sponsor. Helen and Caesar, podcast guest
Great
sponsor.
people.
We could have podcast there.
They have a big check.
Yeah. They do checks. Not that big, though.
as long as they clear.
You have a friend coming to visit you. First time ever in West Hartford. Where are you going to take them?
I love bringing people to the center. I always love, bragging on the center because it's so beautiful. So whenever people come from out of town, we always spend a day or two walking around the center and showing off the town.
I also take them to the center. My addition to that is that I'm always touting the walkability of our community because that is the center is beautiful, but what really makes the center is the walkability. The fact that, so actually when friends visit, they're a lot of times kind of blown away by how what we have is really special, like really, really special in West Hartford, that you can have a nice 4-bedroom house and you can walk to not one, not two, but like 5 coffee shops, the library, the movie theater. I mean, it's so special. So yeah, it's the center, but it's what really blows people away is that, hey, we can walk over there and, you could choose from like
Right.
500 restaurants.
Yep.
I'd
And-
probably
and all the
take
great
them.
services.
I'd probably go to Trout Brook Trail.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
going there.
Yeah, nice.
Huge asset for our
Yeah,
town.
honorable mention
Game
there.
changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think what's the best hidden gem in West Hartford?
Are we talking about restaurants or are we talking about It's funny. One of
the
our
gem?
favorite
Wabi sabi for me.
Yeah,
Wabi sabi.
yeah. It's funny. My daughter loves wabi.
Oh, yeah,
sabi.
yeah.
You ever go to Nummy?
Oh, Nummy too is a hidden
Nummy's
gem.
wonderful.
Nunny's, yeah,
Oh,
that's why I said there's so many
fantastic.
Asian restaurants.
Yeah,
there's so many. Yeah.
So many.
But no,
And
Wabi
then,
Sabi's a total hidden gem.
I had the name and I lost it. The one right next to Adong, the Chinese place there.
Well, that's Shu.
Shu.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to say Song, and I know Song's
Yeah.
on LaSalle. Yeah, Shu is another hidden gem that we just love.
Yeah.
Restaurants. My wife and I, we're foodies. Look, there she is. There she is. There she is.
Nice.
So,
One word to describe West Hartford.
I don't know.
absolutely awesome. That's 2 words. Sarah
Unique.
screwed up.
Home? I don't know.
Yeah, home.
Finish
Great.
the sentence.
Good.
A good community leader always blank.
Listens.
I agree with that.
Yep.
I can't think of anything better
I
than
can't think of
that.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool. I got some future events. I want to shout out the Lyons Club Pancake Breakfast.
My club is having a pancake breakfast.
Oh yeah, April
kidding.
25th.
All right.
These are phenomenal pancakes. And we got a golf tournament, our 5th annual golf tournament,
Super.
September 12th.
Nice.
Johnny's Jog, May 22nd.
Awesome.
They're past podcast guests. And then Friends of Feeney's going to the Hartford Athletic Game, July 11th. Yard Goats, August 15th. Please join us. Any closing remarks? Recommendations?
I have a guest recommendation for
Oh,
you.
yes.
You know who you should get Shannon Maramon on. She
All
is
right.
the chair of the Board of Ed. So
Chair of the Board of Ed?
She's new. Yep, she's the newly installed chair of the Board of Ed. So just always trying to think of people who would be good. You know me, I always go
You
politics.
got Todd. What about Todd?
Todd Dumais. Yep.
And who was the other one?
Shannon Maramon.
I got a question for you, Eric.
Yeah, please.
What do you think about tech in schools?
I teach 3rd grade.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, tech as in technology.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
like
I
the
thought you were like a tech
Chromebooks.
school.
No, like Chromebooks, the iPads, smartphones in schools. What's your thought on that?
There's a lot of it, and I'm old school. I've been teaching for 22 years, and I like the paper and pencil. Like these.
Yeah.
We're teaching cursive again, which
Ooh,
is amazing.
okay. All right.
Wow,
It's
there
a-
we go.
I love
it's a
cursive.
lost art.
I still write in
Yeah.
cursive
It
every day.
helps. It's good for the brain. It's good from left to right. It's good for memory and hand-eye coordination. There's so much good studies on cursive.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's so much screen time at home, so I tried to not do so much in school, but with limited resources, sometimes for books, it's tough to have 20 copies of every book, so a student would have to read on a Chromebook. I feel like the screen makes me dizzy or whatever, like the blue light. So I like printing out papers to read.
Mhm.
That's personally my take. And I like the old hold the book, turn the page feel. So that's my take personally.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking on behalf of the West Hartford Public Schools or teachers around, but that's just my take.
No, I think it helps with learning. I really do. I think
Yeah.
having the physical media helps with learning. I was just curious because I've had some conversations with Shannon about tech in schools. It's certainly a big concern of mine.
Big
And
issue.
yeah, it's something that we're going to be tackling. It's a budget issue too, as well.
Cool. I'll thanks for the
There we
question.
go. Give you a little hint as to where we're going on this budget. Give you a little hint.
But there are also plus sides of the Google Read and Write and the Google speech to text. If a child has struggles typing or spelling, they can talk it in. So there's pros to it too.
Yeah, I think the tech
Depends on
can
the
definitely help kids with learning differences. Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day Parade.
There we go. Be
Our
our friend.
float won
I love
third
it.
place.
I love it.
We had color in shirts. So
Oh,
students
that's
got there, or
fantastic.
kids
Oh,
got there
wow.
early
Oh,
and
that's
colored in the
great.
shirt.
Oh, that's amazing.
So it was very cool.
Very nice.
Want to thank some sponsors. I'll show you the sponsors.
Here we go.
Shout
I'm going to
them
read Culp,
Culp.
Bergen Financial Group, Daybright Financial, West Hartford Lock, Sullivan and Lashane. Sorry about that. Excuse me. Atlantic something pet company. I can't see it.
You shouldn't be an ad reader. You can't be one of those guys,
No, exactly.
consult your doctor if
Yeah, I'm trying to help this guy.
you get
with
bloody
his box.
diarrhea.
Spawn and Green.
There we go.
French Cleaners.
Yeah.
Attorney Pat Cooney, Sorrell Brothers. 8-inch Dronery. Wait till our drone footage comes out. It's really nice.
Oh, that's
the
cool.
JCC.
All right.
If you guys aren't members of the JCC, I highly suggest you guys join. It's amazing.
Yep.
Sauna, steam, workout. Lake George Steamboat Company and Blue Trail Range in Wallingford. And West Hartford Lock.
Yep.
I usually ask you,
They got 2. Now they got to pay extra.
West Hartford Lock, what are 3 keys that make you great at your job? but I didn't get a chance to do that this time.
All right.
You guys come back. You guys
Yeah.
both welcome to get your own solo episode. Don't feel like you have to bring your good friend John Lyons. He had his own episode on 131. But it was wonderful meeting you, Jason. Wonderful chatting with you again. Gayle, I've seen you in action at the Board of Ed.
Oh, thank
So
you.
it's wonderful to finally talk with you. Again, check out Feeney Talks with Friends. Please check out our upcoming events. And on 3, we'll say be a good friend. 1, 2, 3. Be a good friend.
Want to go again?
I mean, sure, if you want to.
Just Jason this time. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Be a good friend.
There we go.
Because of